Last night I had a dream. It was a dream based on an actual event in my life. So I was at a theme park waiting in line to get on a roller coaster. There were 3 boys in front of me. I'd say they're all about 15, 16 years old. And 2 of the boys was bullying the third. They were using homophobic slurs constantly. It started after a few minutes. I was getting a little annoyed, and then about 10 minutes in, I had enough. So when the bullies actually were looking around, I had my eyes fixed on him, and I gave him the whole Jack Nicholson look from The Shining. That freaked him out. He whispered to his buddy, and they both were quiet for the rest of the wait line. I felt so much better. But that's classic harassment you see, growing up, and I see that at a workplace, which gets me into this kind of stuff bleeds into your adulthood. It bleeds into the workplace. And today I'd like to talk about that kind of stuff. And some of the stuff I've encountered directly and indirectly. Some of it's more like the classic bullying tale of the kids, but some of it's not as clear what it is. Is it directly towards me, or is it not? Is it their intention to make fun of me, and so on? But by the way, I told you I'd do a video. I told you it was only a matter of time. I know I'm a chronic liar, and I say, hey, I'm going to do a video, more videos. I'm actually doing videos. Can't you see I'm serious about this now? For now, until I get burned out with this. But I think right now I've just been craving doing videos again, and henceforth I'm doing it. So let's get going. This is not getting comfortable. Let me fix the seating position here. There, I'm better. So my current job, I've had a few bouts or a few encounters with indirect or direct, whatever, unintentional or intentional homophobia. And I feel like for the majority of it, it's intended to be harmless. But nonetheless, it offends me. In my workplace, I don't think they entirely know about my my orientation. And I hear it quite a bit. I can't go 3 hours without hearing almost something homophobic, and that's the case for many of my jobs. And it kind of ticks me off. If we talk about the world or talk about society and culture or something like that, I'm going to hear something about something gay or something gay related or something, and it's going to be more of a negative view on it. So I'll start with one example. 2 guys are just joking with each other at work, and they're both older, about Gen Xers, baby boomers, and they're both joking, and they start saying, oh, I want to be your boyfriend. Oh, they all start laughing, thinking it's funny and stuff like that. And on my end, I can't help it. Are they just joking about them just being together, or the fact that they're 2 guys being together? Because I've seen a guy and a girl joke about it. So it makes me wonder on that. But when that happened, I just had to walk out of the room and get away from it, because I just can't deal with it, because I'm going to get all angry and all steamed up. I can't deal with it. Okay, another incident, I was just working next to a coworker. We were doing sort of a group project, and I was saying a lot of good things about people. I always try to say positive things about people behind their back. And I was saying, oh yeah, he's a great worker. I love him. He's great to work with. And then this older lady looks at me and says, you love him? You love him, Matt? Ew. I know she meant in a joking way, but again, it's offensive. It's like saying, what if I did love him? What's wrong with that? What's so gross about it? It's like, I feel like being gay is sort of it's like the butt end of every joke. No pun intended. Oh gosh, that came out wrong. But you know what I'm saying. And then finally, this is the one that really triggered me, but I question my outcome. So a coworker came. I was talking to a coworker in his cubicle, younger guy, and we were just talking about business stuff. It was just work stuff. And then another coworker came in, much older and more toxic, I know. But he comes over and he pulls up a seat and just joins us. Like, make yourself at home. geez. But I'm cool with it. Sure, it's okay to talk about things, but he starts talking about everything, and he's one of those people that is very toxic about everything. And then we got to a point in the conversation where he's talking about a gay pastor, and he's running a gay church. And he goes, when he brought that up, he looked to me and him and me and the other coworker, and he says, I don't know how y'all feel about that, but ugh. And then he adds this to it, and he goes, I don't know what that gay pastor is married to. It's like a thing. I don't know what it is. I was so triggered because no human being in my mind is a thing. No one on this planet's a thing. We're human beings. We have emotions and feelings. And obviously his attack was attacking what we call a queer gender, a queer person. And depending on what you define queer, it's very complicated. I already did a video on that, but I would say more of like gender neutral kind of, and he was calling that person a thing. I was so mad, dude. I was so mad. But what my outcome from hearing that is I detracted the conversation and shifted to something else. I did that because I knew if we kept talking about it, I was going to get mad and blow up, and that outcome would not have been good, and the consequences to follow would be even worse. And my job tells me to say ouch and call them out and tell them how it was offensive. Granted, yes, that's great, but I don't want to create any friction, any more problems at work. I feel like you're kind of strangled. You're stuck in a situation to where that's really difficult. Past jobs, don't get me started. One guy named, when I worked at the hospital, I encountered a coworker that got pretty nasty, and I actually called him out. I was younger, so I blew up, and I chose a different course, and the consequences were mixed to follow. So he was calling me the F word, Faggot, if that's how you spell it. Yeah, I hope so. He was calling me that bad word. I don't like that word, and he kept calling me that. And I told him, I said, "Don't call me that, dude." He kept calling me that. And then I was like working on a food tray. So I was in food service at the hospital, and I threw the tray down on the table, and I looked at him. I said, "Let's go outside and handle that." I actually, this guy I challenged was a 6'5" guy bodybuilder. He was like Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I was like, I put him in his place. He was scared of me for weeks. And that made me feel like, sometimes intimidation goes beyond your appearance. So, and that's not something I ever would say, but I was triggered and I handled it differently. I chose violence. That was a mistake I did. He was actually my boss too, of all people. So, I don't know. The consequences, he was scared of me, and it created problems at work. See what I'm saying? So I don't want that. I don't want anything negative to follow. I don't want someone to lose their job over it necessarily. So, you know what I mean? And then I worked in the blue collar even further back years ago. I worked in blue collar, and those homophobia was pretty bad. I could go on for like 30 minutes with every single story I recall, and that's just from my perspective. And I felt it was awful across the board, and it's just bad. So here's a question I have for you guys. I feel like if people knew about me, would I be hearing less of it, or would I be hearing more homophobic like stuff? I think I would be hearing less of it, because people would know, oh, he's gay. I'm not going to talk about that anymore, or I'm not going to say anything around that, because I noticed that the people that do know, that found out about me, I don't hear any homophobic remarks hardly at all around them. None. And I wonder if those homophobic remarks are still going on. They're just not including me in it. You know what I'm saying? That makes me wonder. And what about men that are more, people associate, what about men that are more flamboyant? And flamboyant does not mean you are gay. I'm aware of that, but a lot of straight people seem to associate flamboyancy with sexual orientation. So with that in mind, do you think they probably would look at a guy and he's flamboyant and say, oh, he's gay. He's definitely gay. So I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to be walking on eggshells around him and not say anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But if he was this masculine guy that never said he was gay, they probably would say homophobic things around him. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like But at the same time, if they know he's gay, are they going to outcast him and treat him worse? You know what I'm saying? So what is your take on all of that? And I'm like swirling in my mind. The more I talk about this, the more confused I get, and I just don't know why people are like make fun of that. I don't know why people I just don't get it. I just don't understand people. Maybe I'm from the future. I don't know, but it really pisses me off. Anyway, guys, feel free to comment below and tell me what you think on that. I would be very much interested in reading your all's comments. I always am. I agree. I'm not very interactive with the comments, but I do read each and every one of your comments. So feel free to spill your beans. Tell me, hey, Matt, I don't agree with you, or I do. This is what this channel is intended to just reach out to you guys. So till next time. All right, bye.